Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about a simple but powerful statement. I can do this. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what's been stacked against you. At the end of the day, it's about whether you believe that you can or not. Because belief in yourself is the foundation of everything that comes after it. I don't care how many obstacles, how many doubts, how many failures you faced. If you keep telling yourself, I can do this, and you keep putting in the work, you will make it. Let me tell you something, there is a power that lies within each and every one of us. It's a power that's easy to forget about, especially when life is difficult, when things aren't going the way we want them to. But that power is there. It's the power to keep going when you feel like giving up. It's the power to stand up when you've been knocked down. It's the power to push forward, even when the road is long and the path isn't clear. You've got a dream inside you. And maybe, just maybe, you've been told you can't do it. Maybe you've been told that you're not enough. But let me tell you, it's not about what others think or say. It's about what you believe. When you start to believe that you can do this, whatever this is for you, that's when the magic starts to happen. Let's talk about fear. Fear is real. It's something we all deal with. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of not being good enough. We've all been there. And let me tell you, that fear will try to stop you from moving forward. It'll tell you that you're not capable, that you don't have what it takes, that you should quit now while you still can. But here's the thing about fear, it's just a feeling. It's not the truth. The truth is that you are capable. You are strong. And you have everything you need inside of you to succeed. Fear is like a shadow. It looks big and intimidating when you focus on it, but once you step forward into the light, it starts to shrink. It's only when you let fear control you that it has power over you. But when you take that first step, when you say, I can do this, the fear starts to fade, and then the real work begins. Because here's the reality, success doesn't come easy. If it did, everybody would have it. There are going to be times when it seems impossible. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to have to put in hours that nobody sees, make sacrifices that nobody appreciates, and do the things that aren't glamorous. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't moving fast enough, when the results don't show up right away. But listen to me, just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to where you want to be. I want you to understand something. It's not about being perfect. No one is perfect. Nobody who has ever done anything great in this world was perfect. They failed, they stumbled, they made mistakes. But what separates those who make it from those who don't is the ability to get back up after a fall. It's about perseverance. It's about pushing through the tough times when all you want to do is quit. It's about showing up when it's easier to stay in bed. It's about choosing discipline over desire, consistency over comfort. You see, life isn't just about talent. It's not just about being smart or being born with advantages. No, success is about grit. It's about not giving up no matter how hard things get. It's about looking at your challenges and saying, I can do this. When you say those words and believe them, there's no limit to what you can achieve. And when you believe you can do this, you will start to see opportunities everywhere. You'll start to attract people who believe in you, who will help you along the way. You'll find yourself in places you never thought you'd be, doing things you never thought you could do. And that's because belief is the foundation of all action. If you don't believe you can succeed, you won't take the steps necessary to get there. But if you believe you can do it, you will find a way. Let me be clear about something. There will be people who doubt you. There will be critics. There will be people who tell you it's too hard, that you're wasting your time. There will be people who want to see you fail because they're afraid of what happens when you succeed. But you've got to tune them out. You've got to shut down the noise. Because those people, they don't have the vision for your life that you have. They don't understand what you're capable of, and frankly, they're not meant to. They have their own dreams, their own struggles, and they may never understand yours. But you understand it. You understand the fire inside you. You understand the hunger in your heart. the drive that keeps you moving forward, even when the world says no, deep down, that you can do this. Now, I want to talk about failure. Failure is something we all fear, but let me tell you, failure is not your enemy. Failure is your greatest teacher. Because every time you fall short, you learn something. You learn where you can improve, you learn what you need to work on, you learn what didn't work so you can try something new. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's part of the journey. It's the evidence that you're pushing yourself, that you're taking risks, that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. And that is where growth happens. When you look at successful people, you see the victory, but what you don't always see is the failure behind that victory. They've been knocked down over and over again. But they didn't stay down, they got up. They kept fighting. They kept telling themselves, I can do this, and they did. So let me say it again, you can do this. Don't let failure scare you, let it fuel you. Use it as the motivation to keep going. Because the only true failure is quitting. The only way you lose is if you give up. So don't stop. Don't back down. Success is not a straight line. It's a winding road full of detours, dead ends, and unexpected obstacles. But each obstacle is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to get stronger. So when things get tough, and they will get tough, remember you can do this. You can push through. You can keep going. And when you feel like giving up, I want you to remember why you started. Think about your dreams. Think about the life you want to build. Think about the people who are counting on you, who believe in you. Remember that you are capable of more than you think. Your potential is greater than your circumstances. You were built for this. Every successful person has one thing in common: they made a decision. They made a decision that no matter what, they were going to keep going. They made a decision to believe in themselves, to fight for their dreams, and to never, ever quit. So what's stopping you? What's holding you back? The only thing standing between you and your success is your own belief. When you decide deep down that you can do this, that's when everything changes. The world will begin to open up to you in ways you can't even imagine. Doors will start to open. Opportunities will appear. And you'll look back and realize that the only thing standing in your way this whole time was you. So whatever you're facing right now, whether it's a challenge in your career, your personal life, or your health, remember you can do this. You have everything you need inside of you to succeed. Just take it one step at a time. Keep moving forward. Keep telling yourself, I can do this, and watch how the world begins to bend to your will. Because if you believe, if you keep pushing, if you never give up, I promise you this, you can do this. Self-belief is the foundation of success. The speech emphasizes the power of believing in oneself. When you believe that I can do this, you unlock the potential to overcome obstacles and achieve great things, regardless of external doubts or challenges. Fear and failure are not barriers, but opportunities for growth. Fear and failure are inevitable parts of the journey, but they should not be feared or avoided. Instead, they are opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. The key to success is not avoiding failure, but using it as a stepping stone. Perseverance overcomes adversity. Success is not easy, and setbacks are a part of the process. The speech underscores the importance of persistence, grit, and determination. No matter how difficult the journey becomes, the ability to keep going is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. The speech encourages ignoring naysayers and external negativity. Critics may doubt you, but your vision for your life is unique to you. Trust in your own path and continue moving forward, regardless of what others think. The path to success is not a straight line, but a series of challenges and lessons. The speech highlights the importance of consistency, discipline, and continuous effort. It's not about instant results, but about the long-term commitment to personal growth and self-improvement. Self-belief is the foundation of success. It is the most powerful tool you have when it comes to achieving your dreams, overcoming challenges, and rising above the obstacles life throws at you. Without belief in yourself, it becomes almost impossible to make progress or even take the first step toward your goals. Too many people let doubt, fear, and insecurity govern their actions. But let me tell you something, you cannot move forward in life if you do not believe in your own potential. Success starts with the simple idea that you are capable of achieving great things no matter where you come from, what your circumstances are, or how many times you've failed in the past. The truth is, you are more powerful than you think. But too often, we become prisoners of our own limiting beliefs. We let our past define our present and convince us that we're not enough, not worthy, not smart enough, not talented enough to reach the level of success we dream of. But here's the thing, those limiting beliefs are just stories we tell ourselves. They're narratives built on fear, on past failures, on the voices of others who may have doubted us. But these stories don't define you. You define you. Your belief in yourself is the story that will shape your future. Look at anyone who has achieved success, whether in sports, business, the arts, or any other field. Behind every success story is one thing: self-belief. It is the confidence that no matter how many times they fail or how many doors close, they keep going. They keep fighting. They keep believing that they are worthy of success, that they have what it takes to reach their goals. And the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often the ability to keep believing even when everything else tells them to give up. Think about a time in your life when you overcame something. It could have been a big challenge, like starting a new job, or a personal hurdle, like getting through a difficult relationship. Reflect on how you felt at that time. At some point, you made a choice. You decided that you would keep going no matter what. And that decision came from your belief that you could overcome the challenge. You trusted that despite your doubts, despite the fear, you had the strength to handle it. That belief, that inner confidence is what got you through. What most people don't understand is that self-belief isn't about being arrogant or thinking you're better than everyone else. It's not about pretending to have all the answers or pretending to be perfect. Self-belief is about knowing your worth, understanding your potential, and trusting that you are capable of figuring things out along the way. It's about recognizing that you are enough, even when the journey is hard. When you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable because you're not relying on external validation or approval. You know that even in the face of failure, you are still worthy and still capable of achieving greatness. But the road to self-belief isn't always smooth. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question whether you're on the right path or whether you're good enough. That's normal. It's a part of the human experience. But you have to learn to push through that doubt, to acknowledge it but not be consumed by it. When those negative thoughts creep in, whether from your own mind or from others around you, you have to remind yourself, I can do this. I am capable. I am worthy of success. This is where the real work begins. Because self-belief is not a one-time decision, it's a practice. It's something you have to cultivate daily. And it's not always easy. There's a psychological concept called the self-fulfilling prophecy, which means that the beliefs we hold about ourselves can directly influence our actions and outcomes. If you believe you can succeed, you are more likely to take the necessary steps to make that success a reality. You'll push through challenges, learn from mistakes, and keep going when others would quit. But if you believe you can't, you'll likely self-sabotage. You'll avoid taking risks, shrink away from opportunities, and end up proving to yourself that you weren't capable in the first place. What you believe will determine what you do. And what you do will determine the life you create for yourself. So how do you start building self-belief if you don't already have it? First and foremost, you have to start with self-awareness. Take a step back and look at the negative beliefs you may have about yourself. Are they based on facts? Are they based on past failures? Or are they just opinions you've internalized over time? Many of the limiting beliefs we carry are not based on truth, but on assumptions we've made or things we've been told. It's time to separate fact from fiction. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by what others think of you. You are defined by how you choose to move forward. Another way to build self-belief is to set small, achievable goals. When you set goals that are within your reach and accomplish them, it reinforces your belief in yourself. Each small win adds up to something bigger. But if you constantly set goals that are too far out of reach or too daunting, it's easy to get discouraged when you don't hit them. Success builds upon success, and the more you achieve, even the small things, the more your belief in yourself will grow. Remember, it's not about the size of the goal. It's about the progress you make toward it. But the real key to building unshakable self-belief is to embrace failure as part of the process. One of the biggest obstacles to self-belief is the fear of failure. We are conditioned to believe that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, failure is a necessary part of success. Every successful person has failed along the way. Every entrepreneur, every artist, every athlete, every leader, they've all failed at some point. But they didn't let those failures define them. Instead, they used failure as a lesson. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their approach, and kept moving forward. And that's how they achieved greatness. You have to adopt the same mindset. Fail forward. When you fail, don't see it as a reflection of your worth. See it as a chance to learn, grow, and get better. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. And each failure brings you closer to your ultimate goal. A crucial element of self-belief is surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people around you can either lift you up or bring you down. It's important to surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who will encourage you, people who will remind you of your strengths when you forget. If you're constantly around people who doubt your potential or tell you that you can't do something, you'll start to believe them. But when you're around people who see your greatness, who challenge you to be your best, that positive energy can help fuel your self-belief. Lastly, remember that self-belief is a choice. Every single day you have the opportunity to choose what you believe about yourself. You can choose to believe that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Or you can choose to believe the opposite. The choice is always yours. Your success starts with your belief in yourself. If you don't believe you can do it, you won't even try. But if you believe you can do it, you'll find a way. You'll take the steps. You'll push through the challenges. You'll learn from the failures. You'll keep moving forward. And that, my friends, is the foundation of success. So make the choice today. Decide that you believe in yourself. Decide that you are worthy of success. And no matter how long the road is, no matter how many setbacks you face, keep telling yourself, I can do this. Because when you believe you can, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Fear and failure, two words that often carry a heavy weight, two words that many of us spend our lives trying to avoid. But let's take a moment to rethink these two concepts, because the truth is that they are not the barriers we often perceive them to be. In fact, they are, in many ways, the very tools we need for growth, for transformation, and for success. What if we started looking at fear not as a signal to retreat, but as a sign that we're on the edge of something important? What if we started viewing failure not as a dead end, but as an essential part of the journey to success? Fear is a natural human emotion, one that we all experience. But what we don't often realize is that fear itself is not the problem, it's how we react to it that determines whether it becomes an obstacle or an opportunity. Fear can paralyze us if we let it, but fear can also propel us forward when we learn to face it head on. Think about the moments in your life when you've been afraid. Maybe it was before a big presentation or before stepping into a new role, or maybe it was a personal challenge that seemed too great to overcome. In those moments, did you shrink back or did you rise to the occasion? The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the absence of fear, but the courage to act in spite of it. Fear has a way of amplifying our insecurities. It makes us feel like we're not good enough, that we're not prepared, that we're going to fail and look foolish. But fear is not a reflection of reality, it's just an emotion that arises when we step into the unknown. The truth is that we often fear what we don't understand or what we can't control. But the more we face our fears, the less power they have over us. Each time you push through a fear, it becomes less daunting the next time. And eventually you start to realize that fear is just a signal that you are growing, that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone, and that you are on the verge of something great. We have to stop letting fear dictate our actions, because when we let fear control us, we allow it to stop us from pursuing the things that truly matter. Fear can keep us stuck in place. It can keep us from taking risks, from challenging ourselves, from going after the things we really want in life. But when you stop running from fear and start moving through it, you'll find that fear loses its grip on you. Fear is not meant to be avoided, it's meant to be faced and embraced. It's only when we face our fears that we break free from them. Now let's talk about failure. Failure is something that most of us try to avoid at all costs. We fear it, we dread it, and in many ways we let it define our worth. But here's the real truth: failure is not the enemy, it's actually one of the most powerful allies you can have on your path to success. Because in reality, failure is not a reflection of who you are or your ability to succeed. It's simply feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to improve. Failure is not a mark of defeat, it's a lesson in the making. When you fail, you are given the chance to see things differently. You are given the opportunity to reframe your approach, to figure out what went wrong, and to come up with a new plan. Failure teaches you humility. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you persistence. Every time you fail, you gain knowledge that you didn't have before, and that knowledge makes you stronger. The best and most successful people in the world are not those who have never failed. They are the ones who have failed the most, learned from it, and kept going. Think about the greatest innovators in history. Thomas Edison famously said, "Weight your methods and challenge your assumptions." It helps you uncover blind spots and weaknesses in your approach that you may have missed when everything was going well. Failure pushes you out of your comfort zone. It teaches you how to bounce back. And it's this ability to bounce back, this ability to get up after every fall, that determines your long-term success. Because failure, when faced with the right attitude, is never permanent. It's temporary. It's part of the process. And if you never fail, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. The truth is, failure is not a reflection of your worth. Too many of us internalize failure and start to believe that it means we're not good enough, that we're not capable, or that we'll never succeed. But that's simply not true. Failure is just a moment in time, a result of a specific action or decision, and it doesn't define who you are as a person. When you make a mistake or fail at something, you have two options. You can either let it break you, or you can use it to build you. You can choose to let failure be a lesson, or you can choose to see it as a setback that can be overcome. One of the most powerful things you can do when you fail is to take responsibility for your actions and learn from them. Failure isn't something that happens to you, it's something you can control. You have the power to choose how you react to failure, and if you choose to react with a growth mindset, you will find that every failure becomes an opportunity for improvement. This is where the growth happens. It happens when you pick yourself up after a setback, when you push through adversity, and when you keep trying despite the odds. The road to success is paved with failure, and it's not until you embrace failure that you'll truly begin to see progress. It's important to remember that failure is not fatal. It doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you'll never succeed. Failure is just a detour. It's a sign that you're on the right path, that you're taking risks, and that you're pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. If you let fear and failure stop you, you will never know what you're truly capable of. But if you face them, learn from them, and keep going, you'll find that your potential is limitless. As much as we try to avoid fear and failure, they are an integral part of growth. They challenge us. They force us to question our assumptions and reevaluate our methods. But they also give us the opportunity to learn, adapt, and become better versions of ourselves. Fear and failure are not things to run from, they are things to embrace. They are part of the process, and they are essential to the success you want to achieve. So the next time you feel fear creeping in or you face a setback, don't see it as the end of the road. See it for what it is, an opportunity. Fear is not a sign that you should turn back, it's a sign that you're moving forward. And failure is not a verdict on your abilities, it's a lesson that will help you get better. Take those lessons, use them, and keep going. Because in the end, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. And when you do, that's when you'll realize that fear and failure were never barriers at all. They were simply the stepping stones that guided you to your greatest success. Perseverance is the quiet, steady force that drives us through the toughest of times. It's the force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up before reaching them. Life is full of adversity, challenges, setbacks, failures, hardships that can make us want to stop, to quit, to turn back. But perseverance is what enables us to push through those moments, to rise again when we fall, and to keep moving forward even when the road is long and uncertain. It's not about never facing adversity. It's about how we respond to it. Perseverance is about continuing the fight, even when it feels like you're not winning, even when the odds are stacked against you. And it is this perseverance, this inner resolve, that eventually leads to success. The reality is that life will test you. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when everything you work for seems to crumble before your eyes. You'll face disappointments, losses, and moments of deep uncertainty. But in those moments when it feels like everything is falling apart, that's when perseverance is most needed. Because perseverance is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about continuing the journey step by step, even when the future feels uncertain. It's about trusting that each challenge, no matter how difficult, is a part of the process, part of the journey toward becoming the person you were meant to be. We all know that success doesn't come overnight. If it did, everyone would have it. But the reality is, success is the product of time, effort, and above all, perseverance. People often look at the end result, the achievement, the victory, the reward, and think that it was easy, that it came without struggle. But what they don't see is the sweat, the struggle, and the setbacks that came before the success. They don't see the long nights, the self-doubt, and the moments when the road ahead seemed impossible. Success is never the absence of adversity. It is the ability to persevere through it. Think about the people you admire most, the ones you look up to as successful, whether they're athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, or leaders in their fields. They didn't get to where they are because they never faced difficulties. They didn't achieve greatness because things always went their way. They reached their goals because they chose not to quit when things got hard. They persevered through the darkest of days, kept pushing through failure, and stayed focused on the vision they had for themselves. Perseverance is about commitment to the long game. It's the ability to keep showing up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate, even when progress seems slow, and even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. One of the most important things you can learn about perseverance is that it is often a silent process. It's not about making grand, dramatic gestures or receiving instant recognition. Perseverance is often about making small, consistent decisions that align with your goals day in and day out. It's about putting in the work, even when no one is watching, even when the rewards seem far off. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it, pushing yourself when you're tired, and choosing discipline over comfort. Perseverance is what gets you out of bed on days when you want to quit. And it's what keeps you moving forward when you feel like you've already given everything you have. And here's the thing, perseverance doesn't mean that the path is easy. It doesn't mean that the journey won't be hard or filled with obstacles. In fact, perseverance is only needed because life will get difficult. If the road were always smooth, there would be no need for perseverance. It's the obstacles, the adversity, the setbacks that give perseverance its value. These challenges test your resolve, push your limits, and force you to grow in ways that you never imagined possible. The harder the journey, the greater the reward for those who keep going. Adversity is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going your way, when the work seems overwhelming, or when progress feels like it's happening in slow motion. But if you allow yourself to be discouraged, you'll miss the lessons that adversity has to offer. Each challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, to build resilience, and to grow in ways that you never could have without that adversity. When you persevere through adversity, you come out the other side more capable, more confident, and more determined. If you look at nature, you can see that perseverance is built into the very fabric of life. A tree doesn't grow strong by avoiding the wind. It grows strong because it stands firm against it. The wind may bend the branches, but it doesn't break the tree unless the roots are weak. In the same way, adversity doesn't break us, it strengthens us if we allow it. Our resilience is built through the challenges we face, just as the strength of the tree is built through its ability to stand against the storms. Perseverance is the root that keeps us grounded when everything else is shaking. One of the greatest misconceptions about perseverance is that it's something you either have or you don't. The truth is that perseverance is a skill that can be developed. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build over time through consistent practice. Just like a muscle, the more you use perseverance, the stronger it gets. When you face challenges head on, when you refuse to give up in the face of adversity, you build your perseverance. And over time, it becomes easier to keep going when things get tough because you've learned to trust in your own ability to overcome. But building perseverance requires a shift in mindset. It requires a commitment to long-term thinking. Many people give up because they don't see immediate results. They think that because things aren't changing right away, their efforts aren't working. But the truth is, most of the progress you make happens behind the scenes. You may not see the fruits of your labor immediately, but that doesn't mean the seeds aren't growing. It's easy to get discouraged when the results aren't obvious, but perseverance teaches you to trust the process. It teaches you to stay the course, even when the path isn't clear, because you know that your efforts will pay off in the end. One of the most powerful aspects of perseverance is that it teaches you to focus on what you can control. In times of adversity, there will always be external factors that are beyond your control, circumstances that you can't change, other people's actions, events that happen without your permission. But perseverance teaches you to focus on the things that you can control: your mindset, your work ethic, your attitude, and your response to challenges. When you focus on what you can control, you take the power back. You stop wasting energy on things outside of your influence, and you focus on the actions that will move you forward. There's no doubt that perseverance requires sacrifice. It requires you to make difficult choices, to push yourself beyond your limits, and to sometimes give up things you enjoy or things that seem easier. But the rewards of perseverance are worth it. When you look back on your life, you won't remember the moments of comfort or ease. You'll remember the moments when you pushed through adversity, when you fought for your dreams, and when you refused to quit. Those moments of perseverance will define you, and they will shape your legacy. Perseverance is a muscle that gets stronger with use. The more you practice it, the more resilient you become. And the more resilient you become, the easier it is to face the challenges ahead. No matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the ability to get back up, to keep going, and to keep striving toward your goals. The key to success is not whether or not you face adversity, it's whether or not you have the perseverance to overcome it. There is no easy way to success. There is no shortcut, no magic formula that will make everything go smoothly. The path will be filled with obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties. But perseverance is the key that unlocks the door to your dreams. And when you cultivate perseverance in your life, you will find that no adversity is too great to overcome. You will keep going, keep fighting, and keep believing that the best is yet to come. When you embark on a journey toward your dreams, when you set your sights on a goal that's bigger than yourself, one thing becomes inevitable: you will face doubt. And not just from others, but also from within. There will always be people who don't understand your vision, who tell you that your goals are unrealistic or that you're not capable of reaching them. There will be those who intentionally or unintentionally try to pull you away from your path because it doesn't align with their understanding of what's possible. But in the face of doubt, in the face of negativity, one thing matters more than anything else: your ability to ignore those voices and stay focused on your vision. The power of focusing on your own vision is one of the most transformative things you can do. The truth is, there will always be critics. There will always be voices that try to steer you off course. But the key to success is not to listen to every voice or every opinion, but to listen to the one that matters most, the one that comes from within, the one that reminds you why you started, why you keep going, and why your vision is worth pursuing. When you're truly focused on your vision, those external voices become nothing more than noise in the background, easily drowned out by the clarity of your own purpose. Too often we allow the opinions of others to shape the way we view ourselves. We let the doubt of the people around us influence the way we see our own potential. The reality is that the people who doubt us are often projecting their own fears, insecurities, or limitations onto us. They may not see the bigger picture, and their perspectives are often clouded by their own fears of failure, disappointment, or inadequacy. But just because someone doesn't believe in your vision doesn't mean it isn't worth pursuing. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. Your dream is yours, and it's yours alone to shape and bring into reality. It's easy to become discouraged when people around us question our decisions, when they tell us that what we're doing is too risky or too difficult. But remember that naysayers only speak from their own experiences, not yours. Just because they failed at something doesn't mean that you will. Just because they couldn't achieve their own goals doesn't mean you can't achieve yours. People will doubt you because they don't have the vision you have. They don't see what you see. They don't feel the fire that burns inside you. Your vision is unique, and your journey is not meant to be understood by everyone. It's also important to recognize that doubters come in all forms, from people who are close to us to complete strangers. It could be a friend who says your idea is too far-fetched, a family member who tells you to play it safe, or even a colleague who scoffs at your ambitions. But the truth is, the most successful people in the world were once told that their dreams were impossible. They were ridiculed, laughed at, or told they were wasting their time. But they kept going. They ignored the doubters, focused on their vision, and proved that it was possible all along. Think about the great innovators and trailblazers in history. Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb, was called crazy for his ideas. He failed thousands of times before he finally succeeded. But he didn't let those failures or the doubt of others stop him. He had a vision, and he remained focused on it until it became a reality. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was fired from the company he helped create, only to come back years later and revolutionize the world with his innovations. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, was laughed at when he said he wanted to colonize Mars, but now he's pushing the boundaries of space exploration. These individuals didn't let doubt stand in their way. They didn't let the skepticism of others stop them from pursuing their vision. Instead, they used that doubt as fuel to keep going. They stayed focused on their vision, even when no one else could see it. It's essential to understand that staying focused on your vision requires a level of resilience and inner strength that many people don't possess. It's easy to get distracted, to listen to the negative voices, to doubt yourself, especially when things aren't going as planned. But the reality is that setbacks are a part of the process. Failure, rejection, criticism, these are all normal parts of the journey. In fact, they're often signs that you're on the right path. Because the more you push towards something meaningful, the more resistance you'll encounter. Resistance is the universe's way of testing your commitment, testing how badly you want your vision to come true. Every successful person has faced adversity, has faced doubt, and has faced moments of discouragement. But what separates them from those who give up is their ability to keep going. They didn't stop because someone doubted them. They didn't stop because things weren't moving as quickly as they hoped. They kept going because they believed in their vision, in their purpose, and in their ability to bring it to life. And you must do the same. In the face of doubt, it's easy to want to quit, to take the easy road, to listen to the people who tell you to give up. But the only person whose opinion matters in the pursuit of your dreams is your own. You are the one who has to live with the decisions you make, the ones who have to face the challenges and the rewards of your journey. And at the end of the day, you'll be the one who either looks back with regret or looks back with pride, knowing that you stayed true to your vision and ignored the doubters along the way. Another crucial aspect of staying focused on your vision is the importance of self-belief. Without belief in yourself and your vision, it becomes nearly impossible to block out the negativity of others. The voices of doubt, whether they come from outside or inside, become louder when you don't have a strong foundation of belief in your own abilities. Belief in yourself is what gives you the courage to keep going, even when the road ahead is uncertain. It's what allows you to stand firm in your conviction that your vision is possible, no matter how many people tell you otherwise. Belief is not about being arrogant or dismissive of others' opinions. It's about having the confidence to trust your instincts and stay committed to your path. It's about knowing that you have the strength, the talent, and the perseverance to overcome the obstacles in your way. It's about understanding that the vision you have is worth pursuing, regardless of what others may say. Belief is the fuel that keeps you moving when the journey gets tough, and it's the shield that protects you from the negativity of others. Of course, it's important to understand that ignoring doubters doesn't mean that you should ignore constructive criticism or feedback. There is a difference between people who are genuinely trying to help you improve and people who are simply trying to tear you down. It's essential to distinguish between the two. Constructive criticism comes from a place of care and respect, while negativity and doubt come from a place of fear, jealousy, or misunderstanding. The key is to listen to those who have your best interests at heart and disregard the rest. The ability to ignore doubters and stay focused on your vision also requires the ability to visualize your success. The more vividly you can see your goals in your mind's eye, the more real they will become. Visualization is a powerful tool that helps you stay connected to your vision, especially when others can't see it. It reminds you why you started, why your dream is important, and why it's worth fighting for. When you visualize your success, you create a mental image of the life you want to live, the person you want to become, and the impact you want to make. And as you keep that image in your mind, it becomes easier to block out the negativity and stay focused on the path forward. It's also crucial to surround yourself with people who uplift you and believe in your vision. While there will always be those who doubt you, there will also be people who will support you, encourage you, and help you stay focused on your goals. Seek out those people. Build a network of like-minded individuals who share your drive, your ambition, and your passion. These are the people who will remind you of your worth when you forget. These are the people who will help you stay strong when the doubt of others starts to creep in. Your environment has a direct impact on your mindset, so make sure you're surrounded by those who believe in you. Staying focused on your vision also requires an understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. Along the way, there will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when you question whether you're on the right path. But if you stay focused on the end goal, if you keep your eyes on the vision you have for yourself, you'll be able to push through the tough times. The journey is just as important as the destination because it's through the journey that you'll learn, grow, and become the person you're meant to be. Remember, your vision is yours for a reason. It's a gift that you were given, and it's your responsibility to bring it to life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone's doubt or negativity convince you that your dream isn't worth fighting for. Stay focused, stay committed, and keep believing that your vision is possible. Because when you do, no one and nothing can stop you.